spend a week with us where we leave van life behind and fly across the ditch to Brisbane for a wee side quest adventure. Hey, we're Heidi and Matt, a Kiwi couple who are usually tripping around full time in our 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter here in New Zealand. Our channel shares the highlights and realities of living in a van, finding epic remote campsites, off-grid living, beautiful scenery, making precious memories, and then also the busy freedom camping spots, the not so glamorous sides of van life, navigating challenges on the road, and all the rest of the adventure. So welcome along, and this week we're taking you on a random mission to Aussie, which we'll get into the details of in a bit. This place is huge.
So we can leave those open if you want.
This place is a lot bigger than the van.
Sure is. Morning team.
We have made it to Brisbane. This is our cute little Airbnb that we've thoroughly made ourselves at home in. We got in at we arrived here about 8:30 last night, which felt like close to what it was. It was New Zealand time.
Midnight, yeah.
So we didn't do very much other than settle in and...
Yeah, spent all day travelling. Had a rather long stopover in Auckland.
Yeah, I know, it's such a short trip to get to Brisbane from New Zealand, but when you have
all day.
5.5 hours in Auckland, it felt like we were doing long haul.
Yeah. But we've actually found some summer now, so just had to go to Australia to get it.
It was 27 degrees when we landed, which was just beautiful.
Still 25 degrees at 8:30 when we got here.
Yeah, it's lovely. Could definitely get used to this heat. But yeah, anyway, today we are off to explore the city. We've got a rental car, so we're going to go see if we can
get ourselves lost.
So we are in Brisbane for the next 10 days. I am doing a NLP course over here, so neuro-linguistic programming. Just for myself, I find everything to do with the power of our minds and thought behaviour and communication really fascinating. I started this course back when I was working as a team leader about 3 years ago. I came over to Brisbane to do the 7-day intensive course, and then on the second day I got the C word and spent the next week just living it up in the Airbnb that my friend and I were at. So I've come back for redemption. So that starts on Thursday. So we've got a couple of days to do some exploring up our sleeves. So
yeah,
and I brought Matt with me this time.
It's good. Haven't been overseas in ages. Looking forward to it.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Got the keys. You like your sweet little whip?
As I'm figuring it out, little wee Mazda. It's a bit smaller than Wolf, but I think we can handle it.
Probably quite nice for getting around the city in.
Oh, definitely.
Well, we are at New Farm, found a park, and now we are walking upon recommendation. We're going to go and find the river walk that takes you from New Farm through to Howard Smith Wharves. Became highly recommended from a couple of people. It's hot.
Yeah, 28 degrees.
Brisbane actually has some pretty cool public transport. All their buses are just 50 cents, and the same with these catamarans, which zip up and down the snaking river through the city, delivering you to each of the convenient inner city wharves. We have found somewhere for brunch. It is 11 o'clock Australia time, but it feels like it's 2 o'clock and I'm so overdue for lunch.
Yeah, getting rather hungry. What have we done? About 3.5 k's to get over here from where we parked the car.
So yeah, we have found a spot to have some brunch.
Yeah, what I've been awake since about 5ish.
5:30?
Yeah.
I looked at the clock at 5:30.
Haven't quite got accustomed to Australia time just yet.
No.
Hopefully we're all over them.
Hence the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Found the Botanic Garden. Which is quite nice after walking all the inner city streets and shops.
This tree's pretty insane.
Well, back from the city. Only a couple of arguments / meltdowns about navigating through the traffic. But we stopped in at Woolworths or Woolies on the way back, and I kind of already knew this about Woolies in Australia, like their macro organic range is phenomenal here, but this haul, which is going to do us probably about 6 meals and includes plenty of like treats, and we bought some bottled water and stuff, but like there's 2 lots of organic porterhouse steak, there's organic mince. It's pretty much impossible in New Zealand to get organic meat other than chicken. So much organic produce. I was so excited to see organic grapes. I haven't had grapes in so long. And then we got some things from like the local produce shop, like passion fruit and some papaya and bits and pieces. But like the amount of stuff that I was able to get. So yeah, just really cool with the variety that you can get in Australia. So have a guess at how much all this cost. We're here for 9 more days. We will have to do another grocery shop, so this isn't going to last us the whole week and a half that we're here, but have a guess at how much that cost. I was very impressed. What do you reckon?
What do I reckon? What do I reckon about what?
What we just spent.
Oh, I think for the quality of the stuff, how much of it's organic. So there's way more organic options. Even just the amount of organic meat you can get over here is amazing. So yeah, no, I'm stoked with what we got for the money we spent.
You know, I asked Matt when we were walking around the supermarket, when are we shifting to Australia?
Maybe sooner than we think. Who knows?
I was also just telling them how there might have been a meltdown or maybe 2 getting back from the city.
Yeah, well, neither of us are city slickers, obviously, and we're only used to one lane on each side of the road. So, yeah, when you come into Brisbane and there's 5 or 6 lanes
All the
and
motorways.
two of them are turning one way and 4 of them are going the other way, and it says to take this far away lane, and then you jump in that, and then next minute you've exited the motorway and you weren't supposed to until 6k's later. It's fun times. It's great fun.
It wasn't.
Yeah, so Heidi had a little tantrum, but that's all right.
Trying to be a navigator, I'm not very good at it.
It's okay. We couldn't figure out how to work the GPS in the little car, but I got that sorted. Evidently don't let you do it while you're driving, so...
that was half of the battle.
Yeah, anyway,
But
we got there.
yeah, we had a good day in the city. It was fun. We ate out at a couple of different places and had a good walk around. We did that whole new farm park river walk into the city and back. So I think clocked up well over 10k's today.
Turn left to Rickett Road.
We're off to tackle Brisbane city traffic again and go find the Brisbane city market in Redcliffe Place. So they run on a Wednesday, which is today, from I feel like it's 8 a.m. until 6 p.m.
3 kilometres on Rickett Road.
So ideal timing. We're going to go and have a look at that. Try and find some parking, go for a look around. We probably don't really need to buy that much because we got a heap of stuff yesterday at the local Woolies. We're in Australia now. You don't call it Woolworths, they call it Woolies. We'll see if we can do the city traffic without having a meltdown this time.
Surely, I've got the GPS working.
Yeah, Matt's got the nav working, so he doesn't have to rely on me.
In 300 metres, turn left to George Street.
Made it.
We have. Parking's horrendously expensive in here, apparently.
What did you say? $10
For the first hour.
for the first hour. Matt has clearly never experienced CBD parking buildings before. Because I was like, cheap!
I don't think I want to either. So just look for a kangaroo point.
Yeah. I just paid for parking. $40 for 2.5 hours. Matt is
Pissed.
still not
Fucking ridiculous. I'm never doing that again. I have to go back to work full time just to afford parking.
See, I've been with friends that have, taken me into the CBD of cities, and I've seen, the first time I saw it, it blew me away, but $30 an hour for parking in the CBD, and apparently that's just normal. But so I'm like, $40 for 2.5 hours isn't bad. We're literally in the middle of Brisbane.
Hard pass.
The market was underwhelming.
It's very small for a
Yeah.
Brisbane market.
And considering, I don't know how many stands there were, but there was heaps of double ups. Mm-hmm. Delicious food. Heaps of co-options like that. Little bit of produce, but
There wasn't a whole lot of much else. There was a bit of
jewellery,
couple wee bits of clothing.
little knick-knacky things, but even those knick-knack, there was crochet stuff, but they were double ups. Yeah, it was a little bit. We were pretty much one and done pretty quickly. I got my acai bowl, my new obsession.
I wouldn't go again.
No, I wouldn't probably recommend going out of your way to go to the Wednesday market, but cool if you're in the city.
If you were in the market for some nice bread.
Oh yeah, that bread looked good.
And some nice pastries.
Yeah.
And all of that jazz, then 100% go and buy your stuff from there. But if you weren't in the market for food, then it's not really worth going to.
But yeah, we then strolled around, did a little bit of shopping, and I'm pretty citied out, but we're going to go do a little bit more tiki-toeing before we head back out to the suburbs. Okay. Let's go. Matt is like in control of navigation now, so it's taking the stress off me a little bit. I would not be doing this if it wasn't for Matt. I would just be relying on public transport and probably not leaving my Airbnb. Alright, let's get out of here before we get charged an extra fee on the parking.
Exactly. That's more like it. No traffic.
Oh, we're such country bumpkins. Found a real cool spot that we're going to come back and visit. Wellington Point. We'll definitely do some walking around here. And there's like some cool wee eateries and shops.
Alright, so I'm currently on my own at the moment. I've just dropped Heidi off at her NLP course for the first day of it, and I'm just going for a drive. I have no idea where I'm going, but I'll see if I can find myself out to to the water. Hopefully to a bit of beach maybe I can go for a walk on. So yeah, I'm just following this road, which I assume is going to a beach, because I also haven't got any data on my cell phone, so I can't really check these things very easily. So anyway, come along for a ride, we'll see what we can find. Well, I found some water, but unless you've got a boat, there's absolutely nothing else you can do here. Can't even walk around on the beach because there is no beach. Yeah, cool if you had a boat. So I'm just out for a walk here in a park called Scribbly Gums, which has got some mountain bike tracks in, which I haven't found yet. But I wasn't sure why it was called Scribbly Gums, but now I see why. All of their gum trees have got these little scribble lines on their bark. Don't have those in New Zealand. Alright, this is more like a bushwalk. So this is the main track, which is shared with bikes and pedestrians or walkers, and then there's just tracks off either side of it. So I'm gonna go find me an interesting one and go and walk one of those. It's way better than walking the streets. Well, been walking for 5 minutes short of an hour now. Pretty cool in here. I reckon you can see koalas and monitor lizards and all kinds of things in here, but so far the only cool thing I've seen is a kookaburra, but wasn't close enough to get him on film. Yeah, this is good spot to come walking, right in the middle of the suburb really. I've been struggling to find places to go for a walk. Everything's just concrete. So no, this has been good. I spoke too soon. I spy a lizard. I'm not going to disturb him, but he's way in there now, quite camouflaged. Another lizard right here in the middle of this track. Oh well, that wasn't too bad of a wee outing. Managed to see 3 kookaburras and 3 lizards. One of them was like a good 1.5 meters long, and the other ones are a bit smaller. Still pretty cool.
We also got a couple of incredible food recommendations from a friend that we had to try out while we were over here. Make sure you add these to your itinerary if you're ever in Brizzy. They were both amazing. Hey.
What?
I was saving that. After what feels like a pretty big week, and I haven't really picked up this camera very much, we are on our way to the airport. So I have had 7 days fully immersed in my NLP course that I came over to Brisbane to do. I graduated from that today. While I have been immersing myself in that, Matt has probably picked up the camera a little bit. I'm taking you on a few weird ventures that he's had. He has become thoroughly acclimatized to Brisbane weather, and yeah, he's been enjoying having a warm holiday. Bit of a random travel episode for us. This is international terminal. Yeah. I'm very excited to be heading back to the van. As much as I have really enjoyed like spreading out in an Airbnb. Saying to Matt the other morning, I have really enjoyed getting to make a bed where I can actually walk around the outside of the bed, but I am kind of missing the coziness of our van, and I really miss my bed, so I'm looking forward to that. And then obviously I cannot wait to see Teddy. Is there anything, Matt, that you have missed about the van?
Other than the fact that it's actually our home. Yeah, our bed and Teddy being on it with us.
Yeah. Rental cars parking. Okay, that must be us.
Straight ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss Teddy. I have not missed filling the van up, and that is going to hurt when we get back, because when we left, I think the last tank of diesel we put in it was, what did I say, $1.60 something, and she's now well over $3, so that is going to sting a little, but I am definitely ready to get back to a little home on wheels and to Teddy. I think we're going to the right place.
Rental cars only.
So we haven't filled up for, it was probably almost 2 weeks before we left that we hadn't filled up the van. So we were still running $1.60, sorry. And now we're sitting at $3 something. So over double. If you are a traveller, what are you doing? Are you changing the way you travel a bit? Because I reckon this isn't even like the tip of the iceberg here, without trying to be pessimistic. I think realistically it's just the start, so yeah, I'll be intrigued. What are other people doing? What are other travellers doing? Ouch.